What's going on, people? What's going on, man? I'm your host, Mike Terry. This is Outside the Box with Mike Terry, man. Oh, my bad, y'all. It's been a minute. It's been a little minute. Little dusty on the intro, but welcome. I'm here. I'm in the studio with Blacksmith 24/7. Come on, step outside the box, man. Come step outside the box. My bad. I'm excited to be here. We excited to be here. Back into it. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode with Brian Nick. Um, Big shout out to him. Shout out to the whole C2C Indie Radio family. Okay, want to make sure I got it right up. Um, yeah, man. It's we're in March right now, man. I know you guys are gonna be seeing this in April, but I'm excited, man. I'm grateful. We're blessed to be here. We're blessed to be still on this earth. Some people, they phone got called last night. You know what I mean? Some people didn't make it, man. So we still here. When you think about it, who I didn't I didn't have plans of dying, but I'm just saying the nigga didn't think, oh, I'm gonna be alive in 2050 or 2025 and all that. Remember 1999, Y2K, everybody, oh man, the computer's gonna shut out, motherfuckers gonna blow up, all that. And nigga, it's gonna be death. And then we smooth rolled right into 2000, the year 2000. Then what was it, 2006? June 6th, on the sixth day, everybody thought the 360s, I ain't gonna say the number, right in the middle, back to back, but niggas thought all hell was gonna break loose, literally. And then we rolled smooth through the year 2006. Then what? 2012. Oh yeah, the Mayan calendar it ran out. All hell gonna break loose, and we still in this month, cruising through, man. It's been a little rocky. It's been a little rocky here and there. But we here, man. We here. COVID 2020. You know what I mean? White people ready for a war, just waiting for another reason. Tensions high. Uh, Corporate business is booming. But just saying, man. Uh, just saying, bro. Writing out these tragedies, trying to make the most of it. Hold on to your loved ones. Love them, man. Let somebody know you love them, man. Stop waiting until see niggas in they night and in the old days, niggas would literally wait until the deathbed to tell their sons they love them and all that. It was niggas. Excuse, I'm trying not to say the N word too much, but it's flowing. It was people that afraid of rejection. You know what I mean? Was a dad like, you know what? I don't want to tell young buck I love him, and then he like, well, I don't care. And then now I got to go another 20 years knowing that, feeling that rejection. Or was it like, hey, I want to keep him motivated. My son wants my love. He wants my approval. Once I die, you know what I mean? I'm gonna hand him that off. But I don't know. Not everybody gets that opportunity is my point. So, you know what I mean? Not everybody gets the glorious final chapter where they freaking, pass away right in the midst of their kids and family. So, you know what I mean? Hey man, people die from bear attacks. Hippos are killing people left and right in South Africa. Um, Not everybody gets that story is my point. So tell somebody you love them, man. Stop waiting until the last minute, you know? Now, if you in a relationship, I don't know about y'all. It seemed like I don't want to go off into another tangent, but it seems like when a man falls in love, nigga, it seems like you just got to hold that off for as long as you can. I don't know. I don't know. You got to just try to continue to be the same person. Otherwise, next thing you're not careful, she running all over you. But off into a staying on point rather. Once again, man, we'll get into it a little later on. But big shout out to Blacksmith 24/7. Y'all give him a round of applause for being here live and in the studio.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Grateful to have you back. Definitely want to hear about his recent venture. We're gonna get into that. So today, title for today is taking another step forward, man. Taking another step forward in your purpose in life. Just moving forward, man. Whatever. A greater life is ahead of you. A better life. There's better ahead of you than there is behind you. You know what I mean? There's still life to live. Still life to live. More things to accomplish, you know? Even if you have fond memories of the past, there are better things ahead of you, you know? Unless you in prison, my nigga. I don't know what to tell you, and I'm just joking. But yeah, man. Take another step forward, man. Grateful to be here. Shout out to Upstate Orthopedics. You know what I mean? Helping the brother. You know, as you see, I ain't got the freaking splint on. Ain't got the splint on, man. And I know I'm gonna just show y'all. Coming a long way. Coming a long way. Little process. This is just some little, you know, I don't know if it's athletic tape, but it's like fabric sticks to one another. But this is I'm gonna show y'all the scar. Hopefully it ain't gonna gross nobody out. It's come a long way. I've cleaned it continuously. But yeah, man, had to go inside a brother's hand. So it's all the way up there. Not bad. But as you see, this don't look normal right here no more. This is a normal pinky. This is that mechanical pinky that they gave me right here. So it's like metal right here. And the freaking, I don't know what's going on with this jump right here, but it's just, it's different, my nigga. It's but in a nutshell, if anybody is just finding this out, you haven't been keeping up with recent episodes, or you know, if you aren't aware or whatever, I'll you know, give you the quick version for people who have already heard it. But so like December, I had an injury with my pinky and whatnot. I'm gonna say finger because that sounds more masculine. But so basically, I was at work, and I'm just, you know, I mean, FedEx delivery driver at the moment, and you know, I'm at a house to drop off the package, and you know, they tell you to work fast so you can get done early, go home, whatever. And I'm running onto the truck, and you know what I usually do sometimes. I'll, like, you know, run onto the truck, and just because, you know, I'm a nigga with rhythm, I'll freaking grab onto the handrail, pull myself on, and then it's like a little cool little motion. You jump on the truck, grab the handrail, pull yourself right into the seat. Real smooth. Takes less time. On this occasion, I freaking jump onto the truck, and I reach my hand out to grab onto the yellow guardrail that's inside of the cab, or whatever you want to call it, the truck. And I guess I mismeasured, and I hit my finger got caught on the frame of the door, which doesn't move, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. It's like an inch apart between the guardrail and the frame of the door, and it doesn't freaking move. So as my hand got caught and my body was leaping onto the truck, my body leapt forward as my finger was freaking behind me, and I freaking felt a lot of pain. I look back, and my junk is, I don't know if it still looks the exact same. Not that bad. It doesn't look that bad. So it has gotten better, praise God. But my junk was freaking, it was jacked up. So fast forward, go to the ER. And I remember I was sitting in the freaking lobby, or, you know, once I got in the back, rather. One of the nurses, male nurses, he, you know, was just like, all right, man, what is it, just dislocated? I'm like, I don't know. They haven't done an x-ray yet. And he's like, looks like it's just dislocated. Want me to pop it back in? And you know, sounded like he thought it was cool, you know? And I'm like, I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, all right, okay. If, you know, do what you got to do or whatever. And he grabbed on it and pulled on it, and then was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait for the doctors to handle it. I'm like, nigga, you already effed it up now. Like, I got the jump to where it wasn't painful anymore. Now I got to sit here and writhe in pain. Fast forward, they do the x-rays in the ER, and the hand doctor, the hand surgeon, they had a hand surgeon in there. He was like, yeah, so it's actually broken. It's broken in a couple places right here. I want you to, I'll give you this out of work note, of course, and call. Yeah, it was a Friday that this happened, so he was like, Monday, call, make an appointment for like a week in advance, so you can come and see me, and then we'll we'll do some more tests and see what we're gonna do. Fast forward, um,
Now,
go
hold
there.
on. Before
My
you
bad.
fast forward,
Okay.
I just got a question.
Uh-huh.
So when you went back there to the surgeon to see the hand surgeon or whatever, and
Yeah.
he did the x-rays, he said, yeah, it's broken.
Yeah.
At that moment, why didn't you say, hey, the orderly was out here tugging out my shit like he was trying to milk a cow,
Yeah.
before we came back here, before I came back here?
Yeah.
He thought it was dislocated and he started pulling on it. So it may not have initially been as bad.
No, believe me, bro. I know
mean,
what you
for
mean.
him, look at, hey, he misdiagnosed me. He thought
Thought
it
this
was
slow.
dislocated and got the pulling and tugging.
Yeah.
So maybe you would have had a few less broken bones in the pinky if he wasn't pulling and tugging on it.
I definitely understand. I understand where you're coming from.
You saying
But
it was no hope. It was over.
It wasn't. I don't think he did as much damage. Like I think it was. If anything, he might have moved this little joint right here because that's what he was doing. He was like pulling it that way. And even now, even though they don't have the surgery to fix it, I'm still nervous to really pull on it. But he just moved this piece. But this is the part that was broken right here.
Okay.
And done like that. So nothing really moved.
So he ain't really do too much.
Yeah. He
didn't
just
add to the damage.
right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
But I feel you though. That never even crossed my mind, surprisingly. But so I go to, go to his office. They do some more X-rays and whatnot, and he's like, "Yeah, man, so it's broken for sure." Shows me the X-ray, and it just looks like a little V, like a small, not a crazy break. But he's like, "All right, so you got options. You could keep it the way it is. You know what I mean? We could give you a hand splint. You'd probably be out for like a month. Maybe give you some physical therapy or whatever, and you could, probably end up getting a good portion of your mobility back as far as being able to do all this. Or, we can have surgery and I can go in and fix the bone and whatnot. And probably get you about, at your age, people recover probably about like 97%. Get 97% of their mobility back, So I thought on it and I was like, all right, man, let's have a surgery. The workers' comp is paying for it, not me. So, I'm already gonna be out. Might as well have a fixed bone and stuff. I already have a bunch of fingers that look effed up. Like, right now it doesn't. But I can't even tell you which ones is freaking. I know this was jammed. A number of them was jammed. At this point, they all look normal. But fast forward, getting everything set up. Later on that week, I would have the surgery. But like the day before, I remember, speaking to the boss of the company, and she's let me know everything is gonna, start moving along. We getting everything set up. Then the workers' comp lady called me, and everything was nice and cool. Hey, my name is so and so. I'm gonna be your agent. We're gonna help you get this done, and we're gonna make sure you get compensated and all that. And this is gonna be, a rough amount, and just just nice and cool. Everything going smooth. Everybody calling me, hey, look, all right, you're gonna have an operation tomorrow, yada yada yada. That's what you do, don't do. Then operation day happens, and you gotta have somebody there with you, for those who don't know. Because it was gonna put me under, anesthetic. So and this is my first time even having a surgery like this or being put under. So brother was like a little nervous because in my mind be going to the worst possible outcome and jump. Like, what if I wake up, nigga? What if you give me the medication, the nigga wake up? Oh, nigga, that hurt. That hurt. Oh, hold up, he wake up. He woke up, and then they freaking increased the oxygen, but I'm scarred inside. But everything worked out. It was a smooth process. People were kind and understanding and patient, so I'm grateful for that. And it was just interesting, when they, let me know, hey, you got to make sure you shower before you come here. Had no problem doing that. And they still had me use these wet wipes. And I was like, does it matter if I shower tonight? I still got it. It's like, yeah, you still got to use it. All right, whatever. No problem. Clean up. I'm laying in the bed. I got the gown. Why my ass gotta be out though? That's my question that I had. I was like, why they gotta make it with the asses out? Why are you gonna use it?
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
why are they worried about you giving you wet wipes and why are they worried about that?
Because I came here for my hand. Like,
so why were they worried about all of that? Like, it ain't like, you know what I mean? You was getting a colonoscopy or something like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Something where they, you know.
Yeah, I mean, after all these years of medical, discovery, y'all can't create some new gowns where, maybe, I don't know, just different gowns where my ass ain't out.
I mean, did they
like,
tell you like, hey, okay, we're going to put you under, but we want you, people may relieve themselves.
where you going?
Like, people may relieve themselves while they under, like, was it something like that?
No. Like, they just told me because I did ask, and what they told me was, that's just how they make it. I go, oh, you can.
I mean, as far as handing you wet wipe, would they hand you some wet wipe? Like, hey, make sure your ass clean. Like, what was the what?
Like you just said, you got to hit these points, the little, the little sweat spots and whatnot. So I did. I obliged.
Okay. Okay.
I want to be on the good side. They're gonna cut me open, so it's not,
Yeah, but like you said, it's your hand.
Right. I definitely understand. But you know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's like, dang, we haven't. It just stuck out to me. It ain't nothing crazy. It's just dang, bro. Yeah, y'all niggas could have some different gowns by now. You know what I mean? Y'all could have some different gowns, but it was cool though. Did the little process. Answered all the questions, yada yada yada. And then they started explaining the process to me. All right, what we gonna do? We gonna hook you up to the anesthetic. And I remember, like, initially they, put an IV right here, but couldn't get a vein. Then went right here, couldn't get a vein. And then she was like, I'm gonna go get somebody else to do it, And then they finally got the freaking, they finally got the IV in, which was like a little like, I wanted to make sure she wasn't nervous. I'm like, I need your hands to be steady. That was one of the nurses, but once they put the anesthetic in, I felt like it was letting me know this is what you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel a little coldness going in there, which is, that was the first. But everything was smooth. They explained the procedure to me as if I was gonna be awake for it. And I remember, excuse me, they got me all ready and they said, all right, we'll take your glasses now. And I handed the lady my glasses and then the nigga passed out. Like I didn't even, all I remember is that I woke up and I remembered that I had a dream of some kind. I freaking handed my glasses and then next thing I know, they waking me up. Hey, all right, so everything went well. And they explaining everything to me. All right, this is how your finger looked. This is how it looks now because we put the plates and the screws in there. And I look over, my hand is all like, wrapped up in like a soft cast. And, everything went well. So I was like, all right, it lived up to the hype. You know what I mean? You're really going to be knocked out and not feel anything. I was going to go for a joke, but I don't need it. It was cool. So shout out to Netta. My cousin was there. She was working in the ER. They're very hospitable. They made, because they gave me some medication right after, and then also, prescription medication, and they wrote on the discharge papers, take this med at this time and then this time, so you could stay ahead of the pain, which was, helpful. It wasn't bad, man. It wasn't bad. Like they let me know, hey, look, a couple days after surgery, you're gonna be in some pain, my nigga, and definitely was. But put me on oxycodone, which is not to be confused. I found out not to be confused with Oxycontin, even though it's spelled similar. But that was definitely interesting though. you know, but I'm grateful. Thank God for my family, my mom, because they want somebody to look after you during that time and stuff like that for 24 hours. And um, after surgery, all that stuff, got home. You know, me and my mom got some Taco Bell, and you know, I made sure I had Netflix by this time. So there was like an NBA series called Starting Five, which was following like 5 or 10 NBA players, and a 10 episode series and stuff like that. And from like 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., me and my mom just watched this, and you know what I mean, just chilled out, and it was cool. So shout out to my mom. Shout out to Michelle Terry, taking good care of her son. Um, appreciate you. But yeah, it was it was a different process, but it was cool. I thank God everything went well. You know, they didn't wake me up. Hey, we had to let it go. We had to cut the hand off, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was too effed up. But he did let me know, like the doctor let me know, like, you know, I'm grateful that we did the surgery because once we opened up your hand, your finger, we found way more breaks in it. Like a lot more. Like it was a break here and a break here, and then it was like some pieces over here, and hopefully you can see it on here. There's like a piece of my hand that's missing. Hold on, I don't know if I can show you. I don't know if it's gonna be. It probably doesn't. Probably, yeah. I can see it, but you guys might not be able to see it. But there's like a piece of my. There's a piece of bone that just they couldn't save, so that had to come out. But um, it's I endured the pain, stayed up with medications. After after some days, it went away, and it was cool. Just chilled out for the most part, catched up on shows. A week after that, had the post-op surgery. They took the soft cast off. I ain't gonna lie, my head was, I was a little messed up in the head at the moment. I'm like, I hope they, don't just tear my junk off carelessly, and then some of the stitches come out, and now I'm bleeding everywhere. But they, you know what I mean? They kept me calm. Like, hey, look, we not here to hurt you. So they took their time, took the cast off, did some X-rays. It's like, all right, you know what I mean? Everything is looking good. I am going to be honest with you. My doctor was like, you're going to be out for a little while. Like, you're going to be out for a minute. So just adjust to that, and we'll get you set up with physical therapy. After that, start doing some physical therapy, just trying to move it. I never knew that just trying to move hold up. Just trying to move like that was going to be difficult, but it was that first day. That was freaking different. But coming a long way. Fast forward, I think after like 4 weeks or whatnot of after the surgery, I noticed that my hand looked exactly the same as it did after I broke it. So I was like, hey man, is there any way? I mean, because they had me buddy taping these two fingers together, which is what I got this for, is to keep it buddy taped and whatnot, so it can at least not be as diverted. So ended up having like another surgery to get to get this bone a little more corrected. And so they ended up putting, when I had the second surgery, they ended up putting a different, like taking the old piece of metal that they put in, taking that out, and then putting something else in. And that surgery took longer. And my doctor told me when we went in this time, it was still pretty bad, man, as far as the break. So, I mean, continued to do the best that he could. Like this one took 4 hours. I don't know if I just said that, but first surgery took 2 hours. This one took like 4.5. But both times they were, it went well. I ain't gonna lie. After this surgery, this jump was, the second surgery, the pain afterwards was double. Like that jump was. I ended up calling them like, "Hey, bro, nigga, I'm in pain. Like, I mean, this junk hurt more than the first time or whatnot." But they told me, "Hey, you can go ahead and it's safe to take 2 of, instead of just taking 1 and waiting for the 6 or 8 hours, whatever the time frame was. You can go ahead and take 2." And I found out that when you take 2, I forgot what it was. I think it was 15 milligrams of oxy or 5 milligrams that they put me on. you kind of get a little buzz. You get a little buzz. It was oxycodone once again, not oxycontin, but you get a little, you know, get a little buzz. You might get a small headache, but I don't know. It came through. It worked out. I know it's probably somebody watching this, like, nigga, you ain't hurt. You all right? It's just your finger. But I don't know. It's an interesting part, man. And I just, you know, pretty much just chilled out. But recently, yeah, I mean, with the second surgery, I got approved from workers' comp and all that. Like, you have to apply and get approved for it. Got approved, of course, had the surgery and all that. But because I was out for so long, you know, I guess I ruffled some feathers with the workers' comp agent, you know, like it's, I don't know, it was weird. It was weird, man. She started acting like the money was coming out of her check or something like that. Like, like she was acting on her own accord, helping me out. But, you know, what was it? I was tempted to read the email, to freaking send it to Blacksmith and sit here and read it to you. But it was just like, she sent me a message one time, like, you know, make sure that when you have your appointment, you let your medical care provider, is the word she used, let them know that your job can accommodate for restrictions and stuff like that. Like, you know, so we can get you back to work, basically. And I'm like, you know, went to the appointment. But the thing is, like, when I was injured, they already knew. I made it known, hey, I was at work, of course, but I was also working with restrictions because I had like a different problem. So whereas like can't lift more than 25 pounds at the moment. So, but fast forward, the point is, I guess she thought that I was just trying to like milk the scenario or whatever. And, you know, I let her know my medical care provider is aware, because she was like, you know, like I could tell when people, they moving a little different. You know, first they nice and accommodating, now they cold and quick and to the point. You know what I mean? You're telling me I got to send my case number every time I send an email and junk like that. And I just pretty much just let her know, hey, look, I did let my my healthcare provider know, but they want to make sure that the bone heals first before they send me back to work. They want to make sure, you know what I mean? Make sure brother good before they send me back to work. Like she worded it like they wanted me to go back to work the day after the surgery. Like I'm a freaking robot or some junk. But I finished it off the email with like, you know, I hope your day gets better if you're having a bad one, you know. But now she won't return my calls like I cheated on her or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like she found me in the bed with her mom or some junk. But I'm like, dang, that just seemed kind of unprofessional. I'm calling your number, just the next thing you know, my check is cut, nigga. I'm $90 missing. I'm speaking to the physical therapist the other day. Like, you know, I don't know if this is weird, but like they gave me the payment, but you know, it was the money was light. You know what I mean? The weight is off. You know what I mean? But he was like, yeah, they do that. They do that to rush you to get back to work. I'm like, dang, now this. And don't get me wrong, I'm grateful. Brother ain't like ungrateful, but they was giving me just enough, just enough to survive, nigga. And whatever money that was like leeway, like it was a $90 amount that I was using for like gas and just, you know, just to get a little snack so I won't be a bother to my family. And, you know, that money is gone. So it's like, it's just enough to just keep my car and my, my phone if I, keep everything balanced. But I'm not complaining, man. God's got it worked out. I'm at a point where I'm just like, you know what, like, and I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I just like anybody else, I have some, you know, I'm not it's not impossible for me to have faults in my faith and whatnot, but I'm just saying God's track record is good with me. You know what I mean? As far as everything that I've been through, I'm just gonna choose not to stress. I can control that part. You know what I mean? I know God's fully aware of everything that's going on. So as far as finances, I know it might look a certain way to me right now, but I'm like, you know what? He got it. I'm not gonna stress. I'm able to keep the car, which is gonna help me to continue to go to and from physical therapy. Oh yeah, let me show you. Hold on, damn, that's not a good representation. I'm getting there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm getting there. Oh, that's a big gap. But like in physical therapy, nigga, I was like, I was closer to the palm. This is getting closer to the palm, which is freaking. You got to like warm it up and loosen the muscles up. But I'm getting there. All right, this ain't the best representation, but I'm getting there. Hold on. Yeah, you all right? But it's a process. It's a process. Just wanted to update y'all for the most part on what's going on and kind of go a little more in depth. I've hinted at it in previous episodes, and you know that's a little summary though of how the finger is going, how the injury's going. Recently, on another note, you know, I'm always trying to improve, man. Always trying to get better, and excuse me, sorry. In an effort to get better at this podcasting journey, you know, I'm just being transparent with you right now. Shout out to everybody who's been here since day one, who's viewing, who's, you know, genuinely interested, man, in the process and keeping up with me and supporting the podcast, supporting C2 Sandy Radio. But yeah, in a effort to get better with podcasting and stuff, I've noticed, you know, I kind of, in a way, I took a little step back from comedy so I could put a little bit more focus on it. But I'm grateful for recent experience that I've had where I had a show, and I'm not going to lie, I was in once again, this is not an excuse. This is just me being transparent. I was lacking in motivation. I had a lack in my motivation, man. Still love comedy, but you know, was dealing with a lack of motivation and was on a show, and let's just say, to my standards, I bombed. You know what I mean? It wasn't a good performance, and I remember, like, it was a 15-minute set, right? Yeah, shout out to the Love and Humor Show. That's where it happened. Uh, shout out to the bro who put on the show. Sorry for that performance, my nigga, for real. But you can know, like, as a comedian, it's a 15-minute set, right? And then 5 minutes into the set, I look over and the host is at the stage, like ready to take me off. I'm like, dang, nigga, I know it's going bad. I ain't know it was going that bad, my nigga. Like, usually the host might give you the light at the 10-minute mark if it's really bad, but like at 5 minutes, they was ready to get me off. I'm like, dang, I understood. Because I'm like, you know, I hold myself accountable. I didn't put in the practice, man, or just being prepared, you know. And I'm sitting there, you know, I had some new jokes, but I had some jokes that I've been using for a while, and I'm like, I'm honestly tired of saying them. You know what I mean? So I was in that whole headspace, but yeah, man, I remember just getting off stage, and I watched a couple people, but I did decide to leave early. Didn't end up staying until the end of the whole night. But I remember just walking to my car like, what the hell was that, man? The hell was that performance, bro? That's not a representation of who I am. I know I'm better than that. You know what I mean? It's not like I fell off. Like we're you know, and it's just kind of like trying to clean up my language, but I'll just say sitting in mud. You know what I mean? Where it's like, dang, that sucked, my nigga. And you kind of, for that day, it's a little difficult to escape that feeling. Even though you're like, all right, I got to make some changes. I got to approach this. I got to get back on track, man. And just found spare the details for a later date, but ended up getting that motivation back, man. And I remember, shout out to Brian Ick. That episode was perfect timing for me. We were talking about how sometimes you can't rely on the motivation, but you gotta continue to be disciplined, because discipline is doing that work even when you don't want to. So, and it's weird how like your mind, thoughts you can have can be lying to you. You know what I mean? Like as a comedian, sometimes it can be unattractive to sit there and write, when you're not like feeling inspired or whatever, or just to open your book and say, all right, I'm going to come up with a joke now. And then just sitting there for whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, sometimes maybe 2 hours, just to come up with one joke. But I've been falling back in love with the process of creating jokes from scratch, preparing, being prepared, practicing. And I remember times that, throughout these years, I would beat myself up like, man, if I took the work ethic that I had when I started doing stand-up comedy and I mixed it with just the talent that I have right now, I could be way greater. I could be much greater than I am right now. And I've just been putting that into practice, man. I'm perfecting, getting better at having my little routine, like you could, for example, you say, hey, look, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to take 1 hour and I'm going to work on my stand-up. You know what I mean? Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to take 1 hour and I'm going to work on podcasting and stuff like that. I'm going to improve. I'm going to, research. I'm going to practice and prepare, whatever it is. But you could take those times, and I'm like, especially with me being out of work right now, on an injury list, I'm like, nigga, I got nothing but time. Like, I've caught up on Walking Dead. I've both Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, the 2 spinoffs. Now I saw Dead City is on Netflix, so yeah, I got to watch that too. But I saw it as an opportunity. Start seeing this time as an opportunity to restructure my day to day. Like, hey man, I got to start living like I'm a stand-up comedian. I got to start putting in that effort again, man. And surprisingly, I found it to be fun again, and I would remind myself, like, I would get this, I receive a certain joy from understanding that I'm moving forward. Like, hey, this might not be as, I might not be getting the same dopamine hit, but this is definitely, I'm about to contradict myself. Thought-wise, like when I think of, all right, I want to play the PS4 today, boom, I'm excited, right? But when I think of, all right, man, I'm going to come up with a brand new joke today, it's like, that's going to be tough. Like that's the thought. Is the thought goes to the difficulty that might be attached with that process. But I've found joy in the process, not only because like, hey, I'm sitting here and I'm doing the work, joy from that. Joy from, hey, you're taking a step forward just by doing this, just by, putting this effort forward, man. You're getting away from telling them old jokes that you've been telling. And now you gotta, part of the process, part of the, getting to the point where you like, all right, I'm going to the show. I got a brand new 15-minute set that I've been working out, that I've been getting laughs at, that I'm confident in. And then you get to the end of that show and you're like, wow, I knocked it out the park. Part of that process is starting, is getting and opening up your notebook and writing on these jokes and saying, starting out with a premise. All right, man, I went to a chicken farm this week. That was weird. All right, what was weird about it? Oh man, I didn't know chickens scream when they lay eggs. And then you could freaking, well, all right, what's funny about that? It reminded me of sex or something like that. When you put it in the wrong hole. I'm sorry, Ma. I know you watching, but I'm just saying, just finding the jokes, finding the funny in your everyday life and highlighting it and then spinning it with your own perspective and thought process. But I'm just saying, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that, got that motivation back, but now I'm exercising the discipline, and started getting back to open mics, man, hitting the open mics, because, I'm grateful for the taxes too, by the way. Made sure to do my taxes so I have a little more cushion. Went to like, what was it? Mike Peters open mic out in Endicott, New York. The Kelly's open mic, shout out to them. Every Monday, 7:30. fun vibe, man. That's an open mic you want to go to if you want good feedback on new material. You know what I mean? So shout out to them. And then Syracuse, New York, we got an open mic at the Jug every other Tuesday. About I think it's 7. Yeah, 7:00. So get there 6:30 if you want to sign up. Free to perform. And that one's just comedy. Excuse me. You are performing in front of comedians, but they do have some people at the bar who, you know what I mean? Honestly, it's one of those, if it's funny, they'll laugh. Crowds, you know what I mean? But it's cool. It's cool. It's not, you know what I mean? Nothing bad. And then Wednesday, my bad, Flintstone, the cannabis dispensary, they have an open mic. They do have music there, and but I would say it's like comedy dominated. But also, you can get some very good feedback. Very good feedback, man. That's an open mic you want to go to if you're like, all right, I want to see if these jokes. Speaking a little too fast. You can go there if you're like, all right, I want to see if these jokes are funny. That's definitely a spot you want to go to, man. Flintstone, right in Clinton Square. Shout out to them, man. Yeah, and then freaking what is it? Thursday, Average Joe's Bearnasium. They got an open mic every week, every Thursday. It's also mixed, but it's also, I would say, comedy dominated. Like mostly comedians go there. I think that one's 7:30, starts around 7:30. To get there 7, you want to sign up, free to perform. The management's cool too. Sometimes the owner of the bar, Joe, he'll get up and do some stand up. But yeah, that was Monday through Thursday. The recent week, got to go on stage 4 times in a week, man. That was good. And then just the week before that, went to Average Joe's on the Thursday, and I had my set, together. And I'm like, all right, man, I just want to get back on stage. And it's wild how if you haven't been on stage, your mind can mess with you a little bit. Like, man, you fell off, man. You washed up and all that. I'm like, nigga, I washed up. Like thoughts of like, oh man, you passed your prime. I'm like, I haven't even hit my prime yet, bro. Like nothing takes those thoughts away like getting on stage, man. You can't replace that aspect of comedy. You got to get on stage. And it was such a blessing just getting back on there, and then having a set that would look this way, and then right after that Thursday, just reworking certain jokes and knowing, all right, I gotta adjust this. This is still funny, but I gotta work this out. And some jokes I ended up having to rewrite, which was cool in itself. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, reworking them, and then on that Thursday, it looked like I had a whole different set, which was beautiful. But the set was better. It was more crisp, and it was like I've received so much joy from having a good performance. From the difference a week makes when you're putting in the work, putting in the effort. And I'm like, yo, man, this is it. This is what I've been missing, man. And so I'm just saying that so perhaps it could be encouraging to someone else who might feel like they're in a rut, feel like, hey, man, I'm lacking the motivation. I'm not where I want to be. Man, you don't listen to the voices that are telling you, hey, man, writing a joke is going to be boring. Just do it, bro. Do it bored. Do it tired. Put the work in, man. You're going to be better for it. So, yeah, man, I hope that's encouraging to others. And it's a blessing, man. We get to do stand-up comedy. All right. Try to never lose that aspect of it, that perspective of it. We get to do stand-up comedy. We are selected to be stand-up comedians, man. It's a freaking blessing. It is truly a blessing. I know I'm selected to be a stand-up comedian because I suck at every 9 to 5 I've ever had. I'm like, all right, I am not doing no, but some jobs I've been good at, but I'm like, I don't know. Who breaks their freaking pinky at a delivery job jumping onto the truck? You know what I mean? No nigga, I know that much. But well, that me. But nah, shout out, man. shout out to all those open mics. Moving forward, man. Went to the mall with my mom, you know what I mean? And just to help her pick out like a gown, an outfit. She's gonna be like honored as a mother of the church soon. So shout out to Promised Land Church for giving her that honor. I noticed something at the mall though. Like, you know what I mean? I know that, that we're in a different time frame. There's stores like Lane Bryant where they're, my bad, I don't mean the camera. But there's stores where I think they've always been making clothes for everybody in different shapes and sizes, but point I'm trying to get to is some of these mannequins were built different. You know what I mean? Some of these mannequins had some double D's, some G's. You know what I mean? I'm used to, little A cup mannequins. You know what I mean? Some of these mannequins was thick, man. They look sexy. I walked up to one like, damn, I thought it was a woman. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. And I was like, all right, this bitch rude. She ain't responding. It took me by surprise. She was thick. I didn't know they was making mannequins like that. Side note, a mannequin would make a good side piece. She quiet, you know what I mean? She ain't gonna have a lot of chatter, but nah, that stood out to me. That was freaking different. I don't know, man. The mall is gonna be the mall. We went on a Saturday, it was busy. So I mean, I don't know. I hate bumping into people. I don't like that part of it. But yeah, ended up finding her something to wear, yada yada yada. But that was something that stuck out to me. I'm like, dang, I did not know they were changing the sizes and the thickness of the mannequins. That was freaking surprising. But yeah, man. I remember growing up in church as well, having memories and stuff like that. Like I remember I don't know if you've did you also grow up in church, Blacksmith, or just have memories of growing up in church before?
I went from time to time, but my mother she didn't force us
Okay.
on us. So, I would either go with my aunts or I would go, by myself.
I feel you. I bring that up. Like, I remember I was thinking and the other day, I remember first time I really saw, well, not first time, but first few times I saw the Holy Spirit take over. My nigga, like, I remember being young and confused and angry and stuff like that. Like, at first, preacher up there, you go the whole service, everything smooth. They done sung some songs. Preacher get up there preaching and he start doing what they call hooping. You know what I mean? Where he, doing all the theatrics with his voice. But I remember the thing that would really ignite it was the drummer. Nigga, like he'd get up there and once he start hitting that combo, that, boom, and he start hitting a cymbal and jump like that. And then, people start, getting into the music. Hold up, my niece is calling me. I hope it is not the worst thing. Hopefully everything is all right. Maybe one of the kids got her phone or something. Turns out they think I'm famous. My little nieces and nephews, they see me posting videos on TikTok. They think I'm on. I remember freaking, the music be going and you start saying this person start shouting and you laughing and you like, look at them. And then they start getting over here. Then over here, and it start getting closer. You're like, hold up, what's going on? Hey, mom, can you believe? And you look up and you see your mom getting excited with the clapping and you're like, oh no, no. Then the drummer hit the combo again, boom, and then he hit the combo again. Next thing you know, your mom starts shouting. You're like, no, the mama. The usher come over and grab you. Come on, baby, we got it. Nah, man, y'all keep doing this, man. Every week, man. Every week. What's going on with her? I remember afterward, everything calmed down. You start asking your mom, what happened, man? That was scary. The spirit got a hold of me. Well, you know what? The next time the spirit come around, he gonna have to see me. All right, that wasn't as that wasn't compelling. Nobody believed that. But I'm just saying, I remember growing up being scared of that jump, man, seeing that that transpire. But you get older, you gain understanding. But that was interesting though. That was interesting. I remember going to Living Waters. Living Waters, man. I don't know. Have you ever been there, Blacksmith?
Um,
Like visiting church, maybe. And
I want to say yes.
okay, that's an OG church right there, man. Right off South Ave. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's wild, man. Mad memories from over there, man. But yeah, I remember, niggas used to be singing. You ever see a nigga sing so hard that his mouth shake? Like that junk used to easy doing all that junk. That junk was just funny to me, man. But yeah, man. Nah, I just want to give some updates for the most part. What's been going on? But Blacksmith 24/7, he's recently come back from a vacation, man. Definitely want to hear about some highlights of the vacation. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you guys went to Niagara Falls, right? Was it, or was
No,
it?
we
Vegas?
went to Atlantic City.
Atlantic City. My bad.
Yeah, went to Atlantic City. I really didn't want to go.
But,
'Cause, I was just in the mood with so much going on. I had so much to do. I really didn't want to go, but I'm actually glad I went. It was our anniversary, that week, and one thing we always said was we was gonna go somewhere for our anniversary. We would always take a trip somewhere, even if it wasn't that far. We was, gonna go somewhere.
yeah.
So she kind of threw that in my face. So guilt trip, but
yeah.
I'm kind of glad. I'm glad I did. Gave me some much needed R&R. Some relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
And my biggest thing traveling, I don't like to go. My wife gonna kill me, but because every trip, whether it's a road trip, we flying, whatever, always starts out bad.
Oh yeah.
So, going starts out bad because you don't want to drive.
Mm-hmm.
You want to sit there, nod off every now and then, but you want to dictate everything I'm doing. You know what I mean? You want to be the passenger driver.
Yeah, backseat driving and all that.
Then drive.
Right.
So,
Right. Oh, come on. You coming up on that car too close. Hey, look, I got it.
If not, then shut the hell up
right.
and let me drive. Go back to sleep. Do what you do.
Right.
Same thing with coming back. So it's the going and coming that I don't like. It's like once we get there, we're cool. Sometimes,
she's like, come on, you got it. You got this turn. You got this turn. That
my thing is, okay, I'm driving, like, perfect example, first year going to Myrtle Beach. I mean, that was like a 13, 14-hour drive.
Oh, man.
I drove, the whole trip. So I'm tired.
Right.
Want to unpack the car. I want to take me a nap.
Yeah, for
sure. Let's go do this. Let's go do. No, you and let's go ahead.
right.
I'm going to sleep.
Right.
Oh, you ain't no fun. You want. Now I'm like, hold up. Who was sleeping the whole time I was driving?
Right.
You got all this energy. I don't. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm tired.
Right.
I need to relax for a minute.
Yeah.
So it was always, some type of confrontation with it. Yeah, but the trip was good, man. We, like I said, we the hotel, well, a lot of them in the area where we were are like under construction. So they not revamping the casino. They like making, more indoor water parks like they doing, because the hotel we stayed in, they're redoing the casino part. They just got finished redoing arcade and stuff for the kids. So the original casino, where the original casino was, is now an arcade. So where they're
Okay.
putting the new casino, that's under construction. Um, but they got an indoor water park, like a bunch of. If you got some small kids, definitely nice little spot to take the kids.
Okay.
The
Cool.
only we was right on the boardwalk, so weather wasn't too bad. We actually got a couple good sunny days. We actually walked the boardwalk and
Okay.
went into the other hotels and went into the casinos. So I mean,
That's what's up.
trip pretty much really paid for itself because we was winning
Okay.
you know,
That's what's up.
while we were there. Not nothing big, but enough to it was paying for our meals, paying for this. So we really wasn't coming out of pocket. You know what I mean? With nothing, we was pretty much spending house money. Whole time we was there, which was
That's
kind
what's
of
up, man.
kind of good.
Yeah.
Think the last day before we left the next morning, I probably lost $80, maybe $100 of my own money.
Okay.
But again, that was after, like I said, it's fun. The whole trip was on them, basically.
Yeah.
So
That's what's up.
I really couldn't be mad at it.
That's what's up, man.
Had some fun. I definitely recommend, man, if you're in Atlantic City. It's a soul food spot called Kelsey's.
Okay. Kelsey's. All right.
Very, very good.
Affordable and whatnot?
It's a little pricey,
Okay.
but I will tell you, it is worth every penny.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to bring it up so you can see it real quick.
Okay. I was about to ask, like barbecue spot and all that.
It is not straight soul food. You gonna get your grub on. You're definitely gonna leave happy.
Okay.
You're definitely gonna have a yeah.
Okay, Kelsey.
They got some live music. So
Nice.
they close Monday and Tuesday. So
it's one of those. Okay, yeah, they it's real good.
They close on Monday and Tuesdays. You definitely better make a reservation because if you don't, the line will be around the corner.
Goodness.
So we was Sunday. We got there Sunday. So Sundays, you right here, they got a little brunch buffet hour or whatever.
Okay.
So we got there probably around 3, so it was ending. So the regular stuff was going.
Okay.
And the line, like I said, was around the corner. So we drove past the place going to our hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to make a reservation for that Monday, which our anniversary was on that Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't until Wednesday because they closed. Like I said, they closed Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Well worth it though. When I say the food, so it was so much stuff we wanted to try. And we just didn't have enough room in the belly to do it.
Okay.
I had a salmon.
Oh, I like salmon. I mess with salmon.
Delicious.
Sure.
My wife had some fried chicken. We had black eyed peas and rice. Collard greens.
Okay. Where they collared though?
Yes,
they made sure it was collared. All right. The greens had a turtleneck and
yes,
had a collar with a tie on it.
So like the chicken wings, right? They give you a basket of cornbread. Cornbread is off the hook.
Okay.
The chicken wings I took to go. I ordered some chicken wings to go.
1 second, sorry. Keep going. My bad.
Okay, to have at night.
Hello.
And the food was good. Food was real good. Let me see. Trying to find it here. Trying to find it on the menu. The drinks. Where is it? Yeah. No, that's a salmon salad. So we had so she did
Sorry, that was my niece. I forgot that I had to bring her somewhere, but now we back in it.
she did the southern fried chicken. So she had got.
Okay.
And she couldn't eat all her chicken wings. So, she gave me one and the
Okay.
shit's well seasoned. It was delicious. So I said I ordered some wings to go
Okay.
when we left. And I had the salmon, the mashed potatoes, and greens.
Okay.
And like I said, the food that is definitely good. And one of the best Long Island iced teas I ever had in my life.
All right.
I don't know what this lady put in this Long Island. It was like some type of berries or something at the bottom of it.
Okay.
But she made it right.
That's what's up, man.
So atmosphere was good, food was good, music was good. The owner was a little hoodish.
Okay.
'Cause he was one of the waitresses wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, and like he put her in line right in front of her. He ain't take her to the back. It was like he was right in front of us, letting her know what time it was.
Oh wow, all right. That's great.
So, but definitely this Kelsey's is definitely a place I recommend going if you're in Atlantic City. Well worth it.
Yeah, house rules.
Well worth it. Like I said, if you don't make your reservation, might as well hang it up. Line gonna be around the corner.
Unruly customer will be asked to pay tab and leave. All right. Okay.
So we
entire party must be present to be seated once. Yeah, all right.
we are definitely recommend it. Definitely a spot to go. Another spot was called Perry's Diner, Perry's Cafe. Sorry.
Okay.
Nice little breakfast spot. That was like eating some home cooked breakfast.
Okay.
Definitely was another good spot to go to. It's actually connected to a Howard Johnson Hotel. But well worth it. Was another a restaurant we went to that was in the Resorts Hotel. Because like I said, we originally wanted to go to Kelsey's for our anniversary, but they weren't open on Mondays. So we ended up started with a D. Wasn't
not Delmonico.
Wasn't Dorothy's. It was like, it was. I'm just gonna say Dorothy's, but I know it wasn't Dorothy's. It'll come to me. Delicious. Again, I had the salmon. They said salmon was on point.
That's what's up.
Now their sides basically is a 2 to 3 person side. So I mean, if you order in a side, because my wife wanted a side of mashed potatoes, I wanted a side of mashed potatoes. He was like, "Sir, you ain't gotta take my word for it, but I recommend just doing the one. That will be enough for the both of you."
Okay. I like that. Giving portions, get healthy portions.
I'm like, okay, and sure enough, it was. And I ordered side of sauteed mushrooms.
Okay.
Man, they gave me like a whole bowl. Like it was so much.
Yeah.
And my wife don't eat them. I was eating them. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what he's saying.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's definitely you can share with the table.
That's what's up.
Type size. Their food, very, very good, very delicious. So we ranked it out of the places because we normally when we go somewhere, we always try to get a hotel room that got a little kitchenette, but we can just go to Walmart or somewhere and buy something that we can cook in a hotel room so we won't have to go out every single night.
Yeah.
But this hotel didn't have that. All it had was microwave and refrigerator.
Okay.
So we pretty much had to go out every night to eat. And
strategy too.
Ranking. No, it was like ranking the spot because I knew, we was gonna be in the casinos. So I was like, all right, one, the Hard Rock, which was like down the street from us. They had seafood on Thursday.
That's what's up, though, man. Be able to go on vacation and whatnot. And I know y'all went for like, I think it was 2 weeks, I believe, right?
Yep.
That's what's up. That's a healthy, you know what I mean? That ought to be a stress-free vacation right there. You ain't got to like rush to get back or nothing like that. You could take your time when you walk. You know what I mean? You can take your time when you walk somewhere, man. That's what's up, bro. That's when in my mind, like when I get married, I want to have go on a honeymoon for a month. You know what I mean? Like that's in my mind. I don't know if it's gonna work out that way. But that just seems like it'd be cool. I just okay. It won't work out. But, yeah. So I know I'm like, man, at that point I'll probably be so like, like rather probably be working during that time or something like that, or just, in a hurry to get back to being productive and whatnot. But I just whenever I'm blessed to go on a vacation or go somewhere and I'm really enjoying myself, I wanna be able to really enjoy that, be able to take my time and, try the things that I want to try in that city or state or whatever. Um, but that's pretty cool, man. It's pretty freaking dope. Um, yeah, man. If anybody, we'll get into it to some more, but we're gonna reactivate that call in number, man. We want people to be leaving messages, man. Recently I've just been learning more about podcasting and truly what it is, and understanding it's a way to communicate, connect, and you know interact with fans and the people, your target audience, and all that kind of stuff. And although, yeah, I could sit here and give a disclaimer, I know I ain't you know on the levels of people that I'm encouraged of. I might not be on a super mega level right now, but I do appreciate the people who are watching, supporting, and genuinely interested uh, in this podcast, man, and me, and C2CND Radio, interested in the growth. I appreciate y'all, man, and I would love to be able to hear from y'all. We're gonna get to that a little later on, but yeah, man. Oh, there we go. We back on. We back on, man. Been blessed to be able to, through family, go to Virginia Beach, a number of times. Been to South Carolina, North Carolina for a little bit. Um, you know, I, we probably went to Myrtle Beach at some point in my life. Um, but yeah, want you to get back to it. Blacksmith, I know you was in the middle of saying something before we had that technical difficulty. But,
Yeah, just excuse me. So like I was saying, so we went to the Hard Rock, gambled there, had went to the seafood buffet, so they had the crab legs,
oh,
brother
nice.
brother got ignorant.
Yeah. We're slurping them at the table and whatnot.
I ain't gonna front. It was a little Asian dude next to me. Him and his girl, especially him, he was putting them down.
Okay.
He,
all right.
I mean, I'm a big dude.
Got you.
And he pause, he was out eating me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was getting it. He was getting ignorant.
All right.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like
left his manners at the door and just his common courtesy.
Yeah, he was getting ignorant, boy. I was like, wow. Okay. I don't feel too bad. I ain't nowhere near, him. But yeah, good, it was good times, good food. So when we went to Vegas, we got hooked on this game called Heidi.
Heidi.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Heidi is a little slot machine type game. So every time we go somewhere, we go to a casino, we always look for Heidi.
Okay.
So we didn't really go nowhere Sunday. when we got there, we just checked in, kind of relaxed, just chilled out. So Monday, after we went and got some breakfast, we went explored a little bit. So we went to I think the resort was the first hotel we went to.
Mhm.
And was looking at, the different games. So we looking for Heidi.
Okay.
So she saw another game that she liked. She started playing that. So I'm looking around, looking for Heidi. Couldn't find Heidi. So I said, you know what? I seen Plinko. So it reminded me of Price is Right. The Plinko game from Price is Right.
Right.
Let me start playing that. So I was playing the Plinko game. Walked away. So that night I won like 3 and some change on that. So I was like, cool. Plinko wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day, we walking on the boardwalk. We went to the hotel next door to us, which was Ocean. We went to their casino. And now I'm looking for either Heidi or Plinko.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, Plinko did me nice, did me well. Try and find Plinko. Couldn't find Plinko, but I found Heidi.
Okay.
Heidi wasn't being too friendly,
No.
that day. So walking around, I was gonna go to the crap table, but I was like, you know what? They actually got the little crap game right across from the crap table. So it's like the little electronic crap game. And I was playing that in Vegas. So I said, play that.
Okay.
So won like 500 on that.
Nice.
Cool. So now, next day we go to another, because we went to the Hard Rock.
Mm-hmm.
They have the sit-down crap table as well, but they had 2. So they got one called Craps, then another one is called Craps List.
Okay.
So I started playing the Crap List, not really paying attention to the setup until I started hitting numbers. So the Crap List, the difference between the two is obviously with regular craps, if you hit Snake Eyes and 12, you out. You lose. 11 or 7, you win. Crap List, first roll out, only roll you win on is a 7. So when you roll, if you roll a 7, you win. If you roll a Snake Eyes, 11, 12, those are actually your points. Those are the point you got to shoot for now, like a regular point. So you don't lose on the craps. You only way you go out is on a 7.
Okay. Yes.
And the options of it is better. I think I walked away with about almost a G on that one.
Oh, nice.
Because it is the way you play. I was loving it when I was hitting when I first rolled a 12 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
12 or Snake Eyes, because I already know it's gonna be a while before I roll that shit again.
Right.
So now I'm betting on all the other points, my 6s, my 8s, 4s, 10s, 2. I'm betting on everything else.
Nice.
And I'm steady hit. Long as I don't go out on a 7, I'm steady collecting off them points. Steady collecting. So it'd be like fucking 45 minutes before I either hit the point or go out on the 7.
Okay.
But all that time, I'm just racking up, off the side bets.
Okay.
So the crap list, I love that one. I just got hooked. I got hooked on that one.
That's what's up, man.
So it was good, man. Fun, good time. Like I said, really didn't want to go, but some much needed, R&R just to kind of, get myself back in order.
Yeah.
Back on track. Like I needed that getaway just to clear my head for a minute and come back a little rejuvenated.
Yeah, that's
so
what's
yeah,
up, man.
it was well worth it, man. It was a good time. Glad I went.
Yeah, sound like
she drug me out.
Yeah, sound like you knew when to walk away from the craps table as well.
Sometimes I always have my limit, so I'm like, okay. So like I said, the first day, playing the Plinko, like I said, I won 3 and some change off of 20 because all I did was just put a 20 in the machine.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good
so
investment.
Once I got up to a certain amount, so I can honestly say I probably won more than that. But once I got up to a certain amount, I would take my I would withdraw my money, go put my card back in there. I will go check it and give you a ticket that you cash in and get your money.
Okay.
So I cashed the ticket in, got my money. So put my winnings in my pocket, which was the 3 and some change. So I took the 20 again and put it back in the machine. Said, if I lose whatever I do with this, I do. I'm not coming back out of my pocket with this. So that's kind of what I was doing the whole time I was there. Whenever I went, I would, cash out, pocket, put in whatever, and then, play off of that. But like I said, we pretty much was spending the winnings on dinner and, whatever. So like
That's
I
what's
said,
up,
we
man.
really didn't have to come out of our own pocket for nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
It's the right spot, man. It's the right spot. Yeah, had some. God bless y'all, man, with some good luck too, bro. That's what's up, man. You couldn't imagine you.
It was nice.
Tables turning and whatnot.
The hotel. Well, I know I'm not a big gambler anyway.
Yeah.
So even like I said, my own $100 I lost at the end when we were leaving.
Okay. Right.
I was mad, but I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even if I go to the casino here, I can go with money that I know, okay, this is what I have, I can afford to lose.
Yeah.
Lose it and still be upset. Like, man, I could have did this with that. I could have did that with that.
Right.
But knowing I had it to lose.
Right.
But once
absolutely.
I lose it, it's like, fuck, I could have. Went and did something with that damn money. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, either way, I'd do that.
But
I will say, man, it is like the hotel we were in. Our room overlooked the boardwalk and the beach, the water, and everything. But the balcony was like a wraparound. So it went from our bedroom around to the other side of the room to where the kitchen was. So it was a nice wraparound balcony where you can just sit on the balcony and look out into the water. And, it was real nice. Like my wife loved the water. She loved any hotel room we get. It got to have a beach. It's always beachfront.
Okay.
She loved the view of the water, looking at the water.
Cool. When you got in the hotel room, like, first day, it was nice and clean, right? They made sure they took care of it. Like I've been in some hotel rooms, I had to clean up. Like no. I was like, never again.
It was clean. Everything was good. I mean, other than hell, by the time I got off the elevator, shit, and got to my room, because we was down at the end of the hall.
Oh, okay.
Shit, I was high, hungry, and tired. Shit, I got a contact. It was
so
much motherfucking weed smoke coming out of out of every room. We were like the smell was getting stronger and stronger as I went down the hall. I'm like, God damn, his shit better than his shit. They shit better, like, God.
Right.
Like, yeah. So
that's wild.
It was contact heaven. Especially to whoever was next to us, boy, because whenever we went in our bathroom, like, they bedroom must have been near our bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's all you smelt, unless they were sitting in a bathtub, because we had a jacuzzi tub. Unless they were sitting in the tub just toting, because, our bathroom always smelled like weed.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I remember in 2020, I had went out to Philadelphia, and I just needed like a little, needed a little weekend vacation, just get away from everything. And I was like, this is back when I was smoking. I was like, I'm kind of going, a portion of it was so I can go and smoke somewhere and not and just be at peace and just, and I remember it was a micro hotel and whatnot. And I remember, I think like there was like no listing of no smoking allowed or whatever. So I'm like, all right, it's gonna be cool. I'm, getting a quality hotel, like a suite room for a discount price or whatever. And when I got there, I remember like they gave me like a contract of some kind. And it was like real strict, no smoking weed. Like it was hey, you can smoke cigarettes all you want, but you can't smoke weed here. I was like, dang, nigga, like what? If you get caught smoking weed or whatever, then you're gonna have to pay your you pay your amount and then pay a fee and then you're gonna have to leave. I'm like, well, damn, like what did I'm in the hotel room looking for another hotel. Like that's how. And I learned, like, I remember walking to the room and the walls was dirty. And, I learned that day, you never look under the bed. Like, you never look under the freaking bed. It was freaking, old gum underneath the freaking bed or the mattress. And, freaking chip crumbs everywhere and junk. And I'm like, damn, was niggas eating and then just kicking it underneath the bed? Like, I called and, let them know, hey, could y'all have, like, maintenance or whatever? Housekeeping come up here and clean or something like that. And they was like, well, I think it was a Friday or something. They was like, well, it's at this time of night, I think it was maybe 8-10 o'clock, whatever. It was like, we can send them up there in the morning. And I remember just like, I was just sleeping on the bed, fully clothed. I didn't get underneath the covers and junk. Like it was just, it wasn't the best experience, but I ended up
bad.
Yeah, I just smoked in the car, and I was like, I'm not even gonna chance it. But after that, it worked out. It smoothed out. I had a good time in Philadelphia. Just, I remember looking up like the lead up to that. I was like, looking up things to do in Philadelphia, and trying to see if I could get, find some little tours. You know what I mean? Do like a little city tour, major cities that kind of do stuff like that. Real quick. I remember when I was in high school, we had the senior trip. They had like us get a little tour of Boston. We got to see the Red Sox stadium. A couple different. We got to see some tourist attractions. We had a guide. They had that thick Boston accent. We got to see the harbor. All that. It was cool, man. That was the first time I went to the Hard Rock Cafe. That was cool, good food. I think I had ordered a whole pizza. Brother wasn't playing around, man. I had some of my own money during that time. But yeah, Philadelphia was cool, man. If you follow me on Instagram, Mike Terry 7, I think I got like a little, you got those little highlights or whatever that you make. But yeah, got the poses next to the Rocky statue, all that, run up the steps. Cool people out there too. Good hospitality. You know what I mean? People, wasn't a lot of people trying to take advantage of me. My
I
bad.
never understood that.
The hospitality or
No,
the steps.
The Rocky statue.
Yeah, he's not a real person.
Exactly. You got a statue of a character.
Mhm.
I mean, Sylvester Stallone not even from Philadelphia.
Right.
I can see if he was from Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
But this is a whole character that he made up, and like y'all just embrace the shit out of it, where you really got this statue of this fake person.
Yeah. What was that? It was made in what, 80, 82, I think, or something?
Which the first Rocky?
Yeah. 'Cause I can't, if I was gonna make a joke about them not winning a championship for a while, so they needed something. But I know what Sixers, they won in 83, I think.
I won 76. Shit, I was just born.
76? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I don't know if they won during that time, but
let me double. Yeah,
they clung on to something. But yeah, no, that is weird though.
Yeah,
that is
1976.
Weird. Okay, yeah.
The first Rocky.
But it was cool though, man. Got the what was that Charlie? No, not Charlie's. The cheesesteaks. I went and got a cheesesteak. I forgot the name of this place, but
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, out in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Got a Philly cheesesteak, or not even. Yeah, it was a Philly cheesesteak. But it was I don't know. I wish sometimes I be trying to save stuff. I had got one for that moment and then one to go. And then, I remember eating some fries, and I wish I would have just sat, and like looking back on it, I wish I would have just sat and ate there. Because I ate the fries, I think, while I was in the car or something like that. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get to the spot. I'm going to go to this other spot or whatever. I'm going to get there. And basically, like, I was saving it for when I got to the hotel or whatever. But by the time I heated it up, I might have overheated it, and I'm like, dang, it wasn't. You know what I mean? I missed out. I knew it wasn't as good as it would have been if I would have just ate it right there. And then, I didn't take into account, hey, you got to drive 4 hours back to Syracuse, you know what I mean? And trying to save a cheesesteak, just eat it, bro. Just eat it. Just eat it, man. Just eat it. But, good experience, man. Good experience, man. Nice vacations, man. And let's always keep in mind vacations are not it's a blessing to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Hard working, that's great. If you hard working, you're able to make that money and save it up and take it every year. It's still a blessing. It's still a privilege to do, still a privilege to do for sure. Yeah, man. Yeah. If anybody else we'll get into that some more. Real quick, so we don't want to do a little segment called shout outs. You know what I mean? We're gonna do some shout outs. First thing on the list, we're gonna do a little show shout out. Is that something that I've been watching, that I'm really into. I like all different kinds of stuff, man. But what we're gonna do is a show. Let's just get right into it. All right, so for a show shout out, we got on the list. Boom, Common Side Effects. You can find this on Hulu. Excuse me, my bad. On Max. You can find this on Max. I don't know if it's on Hulu, but definitely on Max. Is basically what it is this guy right here. He was in I think Chile. Excuse me. And he ended up coming across a mushroom. You know what I mean? A mushroom that heals all diseases, all illnesses. It can if you have dementia, it can heal your memory. You know what I mean? It basically, you don't need medicine no more. You take this you take this mushroom and you good. You know what I mean? And what do you know? Yeah, the government's after him. You know what I mean? The government's after him. They're trying to wipe all traces of this mushroom, of course, you know what I mean? Because that's gonna put him out of business. You know what I mean? So and then, he has his the co-star, this young lady right here, who's actually working with like a big pharma company. So it's like she's kind of, she's intrigued. This is an old high school friend. That's how they know each other. But it's a very intriguing concept and very intriguing show that I'm into. It has some comedy aspects. It's kind of like a comedy thriller, I guess you would say. Because this dude is like continuously I'm working my way through the first season, but he's continuously escaping death. Like, because they're after him and they're trying to freaking, get rid of this mushroom. And then in later episodes, you see that they're trying to not legalize it, but they're trying to capitalize on it. If you got something that can heal all diseases, you're going to try to make as much money as you can off it. Some people would. So, there's that concept of it. But it's very dope, man. It's very dope. I usually like to binge watch stuff, but I'm like, ever since I seen like the trailer for it, I'm like, okay, I got to check that out. And then it started coming out, as you see, February 2nd. So I think the finale is coming on. It's coming on, I believe, Mondays. Or is it Sunday? No, Sundays, I think. Every Sunday they got a new episode, and I think the finale is coming up this last week of March. But yeah, if you see this on Max, definitely check it out, man. Especially if you into I don't want to just say artsy, but different kind of comedies. You know what I mean? Things that make you think a little bit. And then, it kind of, once you take the mushroom, it makes you hallucinate for a little while. And then you come back to, and, you healed, so to speak. So, I don't want to give up too much, but it's definitely funny. It's definitely intriguing. They got two cops that are like always entertaining to watch. Capano and Harrington. I wanted to show a clip of it, but I'm trying not to get trying not to get this video, this episode canceled or flagged or whatever. We run into that in the past, but nah, man, definitely worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch, man. Any chance you seen this on any of your streaming devices, Blacksmith?
No, this is actually my first time hearing about this one.
Okay.
So, do you know any of the like people that's playing the voices? Are they like known people?
No,
You know, like the Boondocks. You had Ice Cube.
yeah,
Uh,
Granddad or
yeah,
Witherspoon.
Mr. John Witherspoon. Regina King.
Yeah. Now I don't know anybody that's nah. Surprisingly, I don't. But nah, they're doing a good job on this one. I like this one. Another one was Scavenger's Reign. Like the artwork on this kind of reminds me of that. So I don't know if it's the same creator, but I think it might be. That's another one, which is like people being stranded on the alien planet. Like the group gets broken up and whatnot. So like everybody's trying to, they're there for their own different motives, and they're trying to find their way back to Earth and stuff. That's another good series. But moving forward, also on this one they kind of had a Syracuse, New York reference on there, which is pretty cool. I don't want to give up too much, but I had a little corny moment when they said Syracuse. I'm like, oh yeah, I live in Syracuse. I had that little corny moment. But all right, moving on to the next one. Someone who's been on the podcast before goes by the name Rena Rouse or Diane Bostic, if you know her a little longer. She was on the episode where we spoke about her late brother, Styx, was an artist. She's gonna be selling some artwork, so we're gonna show. She has like an event coming up, a pop-up coloring book sale. Let me make sure I'll pull it up on my phone. We're trying to keep the pictures with some good quality. If we stretch it out right now, it'll, you know what I mean, might not look as all right. So yeah, so some of the books she's selling is Muscleheads and Maniacs, Muscleheads and Babes, $10 each for pre-sale, $11 for the day of if you want to buy them. Syracuse Good Times, $15 pre-sale, $16.99 a day of. Hold up. I purchased this book for my grandfather who has dementia. One look at this book and I saw the light in his eyes. He started to sing tunes and repeat the names of the images to all of us. He had a great time reminiscing as he flipped each page, retelling us stories of his past. That's from someone, Andrea. So that's like a review of the books. This is going to take place March 22nd from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. At Books End, 2443 James Street in Syracuse, New York. Also, we got here another review for anyone who grew up in Syracuse, New York. This adult coloring book, Syracuse Good Times, will be a joy. You will be whisked away to times past with nostalgic places that were popular decades ago, as well as some still standing today. And that's from someone, Karen V. It's another good review. Limited amount of pre-sale books available. Pre-order by emailing. Okay, a cause worth coloring at gmail.com. And that's Diane Bostic, publisher and host. So, make sure if that sparks your fancy, you want to support someone doing something positive, something that's helpful to others, or you want to get something nice for your grandparents. If you got family members that's in a nursing home, perhaps. Here we go. Nursing home, perhaps, or just, maybe you just want to do something nice. Maybe you want to help out. Maybe you want to get one of these books for yourself. Go ahead and make sure you show that support. March 20. Hold up. Hey, it's the 29th. Nigga, I'm late. What was there? You can email her, maybe get the books. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not. Damn. Hold up. When was the 22nd? Was that was last Saturday? Okay. So I'm a week late. All right. Well, and I ain't saying well because I don't care. I'm just like, dang, I can't beat myself up too much right now. It's there, people. If you want to support, you can still probably get a book. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not. Wow. Hey, but my bad, man. It's all good. I did not recognize that. All right, moving forward, another shout out. Oh yeah, all right, another shout out. Go right to the picture. Boom. Shout out to Brian Nick. His almost a Netflix special, but his second stand-up comedy album recording. Letters Are Hard. That's still April 12th, upcoming. Make sure you get your tickets. 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. shows, 2 of them. So there's gonna be 2 recordings at the McCarthy Mercantile on 217 South Salina Street. Yeah. We're also next episode. Next episode coming up. We're gonna have a live episode. We're gonna have a live episode where we are doing a giveaway, doing some call-ins. Have some people call in, and we'll set it up. Depending on how many tickets I get, I might get 5, and then the first 5 people to call in will get some tickets. You know what I mean? So you get free admission to this comedy special, man. Funny comedian, very funny comedian, man. Worth seeing for sure. I enjoy him. It's gonna be, and it's gonna be other people, of course, on the billing as well. It's not gonna be like a one-man show, but yeah, man, Abdul Hadi is gonna be there. I forgot the other lady's name, but it's gonna be some great comedy. Night of great comedy happening right here in Syracuse, New York. You get to be a part of somebody's journey. You get to be inside of an album recording. That's something intriguing in itself. So whether you're in upstate New York or just Syracuse, New York, whatever, go ahead and make sure you call in the next episode. But also, I forget exactly where. Eventbrite. You can get tickets on Eventbrite. So that's another place you can get. But so that's what we got right now for our shout outs. Our shout outs for this episode. Once again, I am sorry, Diane Bostic. I did not pay attention to the time. I ain't gonna lie, I've been so excited to get back to being productive and get back to recording episodes. I'm surprised I forgot to take my niece to the dentist. I know she said it was on a Saturday, and it's like I heard that, and it's like my mind just pushed it to the side. Like, all right, that's gonna happen at a different time. You know what I mean? You're gonna get up, you're gonna do the podcast, you're gonna do this and that, and I don't like letting people down, man. Hopefully she not too upset. Hopefully she can get there on time, but I'll be able to pick her up afterwards. But yeah, so that's the shout outs. You know what I mean? I'm trying to work on my memory, man. My freaking, I tend to be forgetful at times. I don't forget everything, but I forget enough to where it seemed like it might be a problem sometimes. But yeah, so that's the shout outs for now. Want to talk to you guys. My bad. Anything to add, Blacksmith?
No.
Okay, my bad. Want to talk to you guys a little bit more about taking another step forward. You know what I mean? That's what this episode is gonna be titled. Yeah, man. I don't think anybody likes being in the same spot, a year from now. You know what I mean? Unless I know, like recently I've learned, like I've felt like I've been in the same spot for the past couple years. Just, in my own goals and whatnot. But I know that comes from to my own degree, a lack of putting in some work. But just, I don't know. I just recently and I know I can't like always depend on motivation, but I've just been receiving a lot of joy from just putting in the work, even when I don't want to do it. And it's just freaking rewarding to know that, all right, man, if I keep this up, uh I know I'll be better off. I know I'll be better off. Even if uh my bad, let me just get to it. Everybody's journey is different. I do understand that. Um and I know there's things that you can't control, but you can control your effort. You can't control whether or not you're working on your comedy, your jokes, or working on, you know, maybe you're a fisherman. You know what I mean? Working on your technique or whatever. Working on how early you get up and you hit the docks or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You can control your effort, and just let's take another step forward. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, if you're an artist, a poet, or whatever your process is, man, take a day if you have a day off, and try to find your rhythm. Try to find, something that helps you to create, and honestly, it might just be you just got to get to it, because sometimes I found myself just continuously putting everything in front of what I actually have to do. You know what I mean? If I have to be writing jokes, I'm like, all right, I'll do that after I do this. And then something always gets in the way. So, I don't care if you wake up in the morning, you say your prayer, and then you just got to open up your book. Sometimes you do have to just get to it. And you find out uh, through that process, you know what, this wasn't so bad. You know what I mean? I got to stop putting this off. I gotta get back to being productive. You know, uh, I gotta stay in the process. So whatever it is, whatever you are on this earth to do, you know what I mean? Whatever that thing is, whatever your purpose is that is giving you life when you do it. You know what I mean? If you've been putting it off, get back to it, man. This is 2025. We 3 months in, about to be 4 months in. You know what I mean? I know some people, you made some New Year's resolutions, in December. And I hope that you are at least doing 3 out of the 5 of them, and that you are at least pursuing them, or one of them, you know, whatever it is, man. Um, it's not a bad thing to have goals, or to have things that you are striving for, man. Don't ever let anyone make you feel or think that that's a bad thing. You know, uh, keep moving forward. Each day, take one step forward, man. If you got 5 things on your list of goals, you got 5 days out the week. Try to do one thing each day. Let me try to progress at one thing each day. That way you are taking a step forward each day. You know what I mean? So, and if you got multiple things, there might be a little imbalance. You know what I mean? Because you can only put so much focus on so many things at one time. Maybe better at multitasking if you are, good for you. But just wanted to definitely say that today, man. That's something that's on my heart and that's on my mind, is the importance of taking one step forward and embracing the process of your journey. The process of pursuing your purpose. Enjoying that, even when it's not fun. Telling yourself it's fun because I'm taking a step forward. You know what I mean? Get back to doing that work, man. Get back to doing that work, man. Anybody who needs to hear that, um, hope that you receive that in kind, and that it's a blessing to you. Um, yeah, man, it's definitely been a blessing to me, understanding that and embracing it. And I'm grateful to be back out here. So moving forward, uh, I wanna encourage interaction, between the people that are listening. Whether you watch the episodes or you just see the clips, whatever it may be. Um, I want you guys to call in, man. Or, on live episodes, it'll be calling in. But on the regular, you call this number and leave a message. You know what I mean? We'll end up putting the number on the screen. Um, 315 That's going to be the call in number. where you can call in on live episodes, but also otherwise you can call and leave a message. What leave a message about what? You could share some positive news that's going on in your life that, you know what I mean, you you wouldn't mind other people knowing. You could ask for a comedian's perspective on a situation, whether it be you're going through or that you know somebody's going through or a current event. Um, perhaps you have some helpful advice for us. Hey, Mike, you ever think about trying this or trying that? Or maybe you want to hear. I think I already covered that, an opinion, comedian's opinion on a topic. Or maybe you want some advice from me. You know what I mean? Not that I'm high up or something like that, but who knows? Maybe you're a comedian who's starting out, or you've been doing it a while, and you want to learn a little bit about comedy. And I'm sure I could be of help to you. But yeah, just want to throw that invitation out there. Throw that invitation out there. The number right there, right here on the screen. It's up here. It's up here. 315-925-7262. And I'm gonna make sure. Well, yeah, all right. We'll make sure we cut a quicker version of that. That way we could make a little promo out of that. But yeah, I want to hear from you, man. I want to interact with you. Want to hear what's on your mind. Want to get better at connecting with the people who give a damn, who who are supporting what we doing here, man. Yeah, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Hope that you're winning in life. You know what I mean? Hope that you're winning in life. Hope that you're checking off some of your boxes for this year, for your personal life. Yeah, man, I'm grateful that we get to do this. Grateful that that there's a platform to be able to, share some positive news, throw some positivity out there. Just wanted to update you guys on this episode, let you know what's going on in my life, current events with Blacksmith 24/7. Shout out some shows that I've been watching, put y'all onto something. Yeah, man. And just remind you to take a step forward, take another step forward. You ain't got to do everything in one day, just take another step forward today, So any closing remarks, Blacksmith?
No, just think you summed it up kind of well.
Okay, appreciate it. Make sure, people, if you like this episode, hit the like button. Also, go ahead and subscribe to C2C Indie Radio so you can be notified every time we post a new video. Make sure also click that notification bell so you can be notified every time we post a new video. Leave some comments if you want. But more importantly, make sure you use this call-in number, 315-925-7262. Call in, leave some messages, man. And share some positivity, whatever. Okay, all right, I'm on track. My bad. I had to do a little check mark, little check mark in my head. Possibly most importantly, make sure you share this video to someone who could use a laugh, someone who could use some education, or someone who could use some motivation. And give yourself a round of applause too. Because at the end of the day, you just stepped outside the box. Peace.